My sister got in a car wreck today. So this is gonna be a rant at, I guess, downward perspective fucking shit. I've been trying to be just rooted in the present moment and kind of like limit the amount of fear and general anxiety I feel, but like honestly, dude, like I'm tired of being terrified all the time. But whenever I say I don't care about something, it means I don't feel I have any agency or power over it. My sister got into a wreck today after leaving the house, and I don't know, one part of me feels like she did it deliberately. The other part of me feels like it may have been a legitimate accident. Remember, she's gonna win the lottery and get a whole bunch of money from these people. She literally said that in the fucking car. Like, I remember the deal with Annalene and Mummy God, and how everybody voted against me. Everybody was against, like, whatever the fuck. Dude, when I was president, one of the things I remembered was talking to people who were just jealous over what I did, and they couldn't handle that I did something amazing. And they would just scream about how much they hated me on the phone, and they could not fucking stand me because I was just right about everything. And like, I think about Rick and Morty, there's this whole quote about when you're right about everything, nobody wants to give you the satisfaction, so what it turns into is everybody doing whatever. And, dude, I've witnessed this. I've witnessed people get themselves injured. I've witnessed people get other people killed on trying to prove me wrong and going out of their way to not let me be right because their ego can't handle it. Like, your church is the most disgusting thing ever created. Their ego can't handle it. Like, no, it's the good thing. That's why we kill the women and rape the babies. Oh, how could we be in the wrong? Oh. 'Cause you're stupid. And you're mad as fuck that you're dumb as shit. But I had this, my brother was telling me about Aunt Betty trying to get my mother's trailer and the property. She wants to give it to Greg, who's a guy that's been in prison because allegedly Tommy, my stepdad's brother, raped and killed some chick when he had spinal meningitis. And the family didn't want him going to prison because they were afraid if he went to prison he would die of spinal meningitis. So Greg took the fall for it, ended up getting like 80 years in prison or some crazy fucking prison sentence. I never thought he would get out. But he did, or he's going to. And Aunt Betty's taken it upon herself to take my mother's house, which is a house she doesn't own. She's not entitled to any part of it, but she's making an attempt on stealing my mother's property out from under my brother, my sister, and I, which is probably the only money I will never see because this church is going to eat it anyways. So, for me, it doesn't really matter what happens to the house, because this fucking church is just going to steal the money and scream they're the victims in it when they're just pieces of shit. Like, but I guess piece of shit maxing is just what Christians do. I don't know, man. Yeah. Anyways, I remember, once again, we're going back to good old the president of this church, Annalene and Mummy God. I don't even know why this came up, because he was explaining to me that basically if I didn't do what he wanted me to do, my mother was going to get killed. And I remember this now. I don't remember what conversation. Dude, I said it 100 times. They poison you with heavy metals and then take advantage of you because you're stupid. And it doesn't always work out in their way, because that's what, think about this. When that faggot Uncle Ruckus poisoned me with cadmium and took me to court, it blew up in their faces, and then their church lost their tax exempt status, and then everything went to shit. And this was their tactic. They made me stupid, and then I did a stupid thing, and then they got mad when I was stupid because they made me stupid. Like, why are you getting mad? You did that. You have to have agency in what you did. If you make somebody stupid and they do something stupid, that is not the stupid person's fault. That is your fault. You did that, okay? Like, like I said, you would have to show these idiots a movie of a really smart guy that solves problems, helps people, is just a good person, and these people getting mad because they're pieces of shit, and that guy makes them feel like shit because he's smarter than them, he's better than them, he's a million times the person they will ever fucking be, and then they just destroy his brain, and then everything starts going to shit, and they're like, I'll fix it, I'll do it on my own, I don't care, I can handle it, I gotta prove it to myself, it's about my ego, you don't get me, nobody understands. And then as everything goes to shit and everything falls apart, the guy that was smart, some moderately intelligent retard comes along like, maybe we should just give that guy back his intelligence, and everybody's like, no, he'll make me feel like shit, he'll take it out on me, I'm a victim of my own stupidity, I can't help it, victim. Shoot him in the head. You'll put him out of his own misery. He won't be a victim anymore. And not just he, they, because it's every member of this church. And then we got into this stupid thing about Iran having nukes, secretly having nukes or something. Because when I was president, I talked about selling a nuke to Iran. That's an actual thing that happened, by the way. Whether you believe it or not. And they have a nuke, and they're supposed to send it at the U.S. and blow us the fuck up as a surprise. So, Anal Eating Mummy God told me to choose a state, and I chose California. To which some bitch called and was like, you're not blowing up California. You're gonna blow up Florida, which is where I'm at. And I asked why she wanted to blow up Florida, and then she was like, well, there's a lot of reasons. And I said, I want to blow up the place that has the most billionaires. To which she said, you want to blow up Florida. To which I replied, there aren't any billionaires in Florida. To which Anal Eating Mummy God replied, Bobby, which state do you want to blow up? And I told him the one with the most billionaires in it. I said, so whichever state has the most billionaires in it, I want to blow them the fuck up. And then Anal Eating Mummy God was like, you need to stop thinking that you can just murder people and get what you want. But Anal Eating Mummy God, didn't you kill fucking Lincoln? Didn't you kill Kennedy, who was going to give everybody free healthcare? Didn't you kill all these people? Like, you murdered, your church has murdered their way. What is wrong with me thinking exactly like you people think? But I guess it's that shit. They're the Ubermensch. They're the over people. You can't just blow them the fuck up. That's against the rules. Like, why? How come I have to be the adult? And I watch this video, it's like everybody's a 12-year-old. I guess I'm thinking like a 12-year-old now. But why the fuck wouldn't I think like a 12-year-old? My smart brain was destroyed by heavy metals. So why the fuck would you guys want me to do smart things when you made me stupid? What are you looking for? What is the plan? Probably not plan. But I remember Anal Eating Mummy God was like, if you don't do anything, America's going to turn into a fascist nation. He said it'll be a Christo-fascist nation and the Christians will take over. To which I said that'll be very brief. And then he was like, no, it won't. And I was like, yes, it will, because a Christian nation cannot exist. That is what the Roman Empire tells us. Your way of life only exists parasitically. The Christian church is a parasitic church. It's a parasite. It cannot exist in a formality of an overworld. And then he was like, it can exist! It can! I know it can! Because I've been, all the property in Utah is owned by the U.S. government, and that's how we make most of our money, is by ripping off the U.S. government and taking it. I was like, yeah, and then when you take over the U.S. government, there won't be a government for you to rip off of, and then everything will go bad! And then he would, fine, Bobby. Fine. We'll take over, and then everything will go to shit. And I was like, yes, it's common sense. You don't have to be smart to understand it. And he's like, you do have to be smart to understand it. And then we got it. Once again, when they're having this conversation with me, they're not saying me. They're saying, this guy, this other person, this unknown human being. But I wanted to even discuss this shit. Because Anal Eating Mummy God was like, oh, the plan? Basically, because of Danielle McGinnis. Or I think his name is Danielle Mullins or some shit. He has a fucking prank page on YouTube. He's a piece of shit that shot Carolina Herrera. Somebody should go fucking shoot him in the head. Anyways, so Anal Eating Mummy God was like, this shit feeds it. This guy who had an awful experience with the American court system now has to trust the American court system. And I was just like, well, what was his experience? It wasn't like he reported a massive human trafficking ring and then a bunch of people tried to kill him. And then everybody kept hurting him. And then everybody just wanted him to kill himself. And then everybody just kept doing the wrong thing in every situation instead of just shutting the fuck up and doing the right thing, which is so much easier, by the way. And you might go, Bobby, what are you talking about? Think about this. When I reported the church, all the bad people, the Satan worshippers, the baby fuckers, the evil people were all in prison. The good people in this church came to murder me on principle alone. Had they just did the right thing and stayed the fuck at home, nothing bad would have happened to them. And that includes Danielle McGinnis, by the way. But they chose to do the wrong thing because it's in their nature to do the wrong thing. And then instead of admitting what they did was wrong, they run headlong into the consequences and then quickly find somebody else to cuck. This is your fault. This is your fault. I have no agency. I have no accountability in what I just did. I fucked everything up and now it's your fault. I don't care. I don't care. Danielle did this at Papa John's. He poisoned me with heavy metals, he fucked me up, he got me beat, raped, and waterboarded, and then when he finally won, it was a loss. He did everything he could, and it was the goddess arc. The same thing that happens in Rick and Morty. He got what he wanted, and then he was like, everybody will hate me if they find out what I did, and oh no! And then he ran the fuck off, because that's who he is. And I was watching this shit on Homelander, and Homelander is probably the greatest allegory for every church leader in this motherfucker, okay? He is the greatest allegory, because he has the power. He has the superiority, and that is where his power comes from. And I've been seeing these fucking memes where they're like, how the fuck does Homelander go, I will laser your head off, and then the next scene is him, I'll suck your dick, I'll eat your shit, I'll give you back your wife, please don't kill me, please don't. It's the same shit with Stu. When I told Anal Eating Mummy God to give Stu $1 million so he'll stop murdering every woman I liked. And then Stu called me and he was, oh, it's from Bra, it's from Bra. They want me dead. My dad hates me. I don't believe in the book. I don't believe in anything. And then the blue-eyed guy was like, Stu soiled himself, he's pissed himself, and he's just waddling in his own shit crying. It's Homelander. It's Homelander and the boys. And that is what happens when you strip these people of the false sense of superiority. Suddenly they're human and they don't fucking like it. Okay? You rip away the church and you're dealing with a screaming child, which is what these people have always been. The issue is everything's passive aggressive, everything's antisocial, everything's manipulative, everything's destructive. It's screaming and bitching and whining and destroying until you get what you want, and then you get what you want, but then you turn around. Well, these guys never turn around. Look, they turn around, look, everybody's fucking dead. But you got what you wanted. But everybody's fucking dead. Good job, dumbass. Like, whatever, man. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna blow up Florida or if they're gonna blow up California, so, ding. You can blame whatever bitch called me and was like, no, I want to plead, you can't just blow up billionaires, and even Anal Eating Mummy God was like, stop going with killing, stop it. Well, here's the thing, I never wanted to kill anybody until you poisoned me with heavy metals. This is a fact. When Sean Andrews first poisoned me with heavy metals is actually when I first developed anger management issues. I never had anger management issues before Sean Andrews poisoned me with heavy metals. I always thought it was because of this game called Ninja Gaiden, where I got really pissed off at the difficulty of the game. Mind you, I was playing on like Master Head Ninja or some shit, which is one of the harder difficulties, and I thought I developed an anger management issue because I would just blow the fuck up and start screaming. I realize now it's the heavy metals, and then Anal Eating Mummy God was like, stop trying to think that murdering people is the only answer! Like, you put the heavy metals in my head to begin with. I am your creation. It's me, Frankenstein. I'm right here. You did that. okay? And this shit feeds into Obi-Wan and fucking Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan fucked up Anakin Skywalker, and then he just walked the fuck away instead of taking any responsibility or accountability for his actions. Obi-Wan, you did that. You are not a good guy. You cannot be a good guy if you just go around fucking up people and then walking out the back door going, that's how that is. That's how that is. I don't care. I don't care. You're making me feel bad. I think like a 12-year-old. I think like a 2-year-old. But, dude, like I said, Homelander is the ultimate example of this. And I guarantee you I will get to prove my point, assuming these bastards keep their word, and I do get that wish. And I do wish that Danielle McGinnis has to be my bitch, and they bring him over here with the silver bow on him, and he gets forced to have a fucking sex change, and I just beat and rape the fuck out of him for the rest of his life. He gets beat, raped, waterboarded. He's gonna go, I don't have any power. The church won't help me. No, why do you keep hurting me? Because you did it to me, asshole. And you didn't take any accountability or responsibility for what you did. You just ran the fuck away. I gotta go. Oh no, responsibility. Ah! Buddy, the most destructive fucking wish you could possibly make on these assholes is if you were like, I wish every disgusting bastard in your church had to take responsibility for their actions. And then the president would be like, well, we already rigged the court cases and they already got away with the murder. Well, they're going to find a way to put themselves in prison for the next 90 years because they committed murders that you people made sure. And I was like, and even the rigged court systems, every one of your stupid judges now have to take responsibility for what they did. Straight to fucking prison. Straight to fucking prison. Straight to fucking prison. Straight to fucking prison. Did you fuck your kid? Yes. Straight to fucking prison. Straight to fucking prison. Straight to fucking prison. We ganged up and killed a guy the church told us was a pedophile. I don't even know if he was, but we murdered him. Straight to prison. My wife helped with the coordinates. Straight to prison. My kid helped with the poisoning. Straight to prison. Responsibility. Everyone. No more of the 2-year-old shit. Just, dude, trust me. As soon as you make that wish, the fucking president would go, are you certain you don't want to just beat and rape Danielle McGinnis to death? Because that would be a lot easier for us. And we get how angry you are. We understand it. No, you don't. Well, whatever, man. I realize now I have some kind of weird social stamina meter. And anytime something stupid happens, like my father just does something stupid or my sister gets into a wreck like a dumbass. Dude, my sister always hounds me about my driving, and yet here we are. But I realize this, like straight up. I have a meter and it just drops to 0. And that's literally my meter for the day. And then I can't function the rest of the fucking day. Help him! Help him! Help him! Help him! As stated when I was president. I think that might be a better wish. Every filthy, disgusting bastard in this church has to take responsibility for their actions. And dude, when I was on the phone talking to the other church leaders, I think it was Andy, I was like, go talk to the parents of the kid you killed. And he was like, no. Why? Because he's terrified of responsibility. He's terrified of entering that room and that man doing the right thing and shooting him in the head. Because with Andy, it'll go, my religion, I'm the victim of my religion, I'm the victim of my... You shut your religion down, right? You're going to destroy it, right? And look, I would be down with it if you were a piece of shit church leader in this church. You murdered my kid, and then you came to my house and were like, "I'm sorry about this," and I go, "You're going to destroy your religion, right?" And you were like, "Yeah." I'd be down with it, but you're not gonna, and that's the biggest issue. Oh no! Oh, justice! Good people! They make me feel like shit! I threw my morals out for Friedrich Nietzsche! I get everything I want through murder And then when I'm depressed, I pop LSD and ketamine. And we had a problem in the church with opioids because everybody's fucking miserable and people were ODing and dying, so we had to ban them. Oh, my religion. Oh, why did I rape my kid in the ass? Because I was raped in the ass, and then my father was raped in the ass, and then we drank all the heavy metals and got the dementias. It was amazing. I love it. I like the fact that they've drawn a defined link between dementia and heavy metal poisoning, but because it's Christians in charge of it, they're now like, oh, it's not dementia. It's just the same symptoms as dementia, but it's not dementia. But it's the same thing.